It's the complimentary breakfast.
I gotta ask you this. I said to myself before, I tried to remind myself one more thing I want to ask you, and this is the thing. I actually forgot that you used to be ambassador to Brazil.
Yes, I was. 5 years.
5 years. You started about 2004.
Yeah.
And we've been following the whole story in Brazil and what's been going on. We know the president was forced to step down. Mm-hmm. And if we look at the reason for it, she was accused of doctoring official budget figures. That's point number one. Number two, using money from state banks in order to hide the real state of Brazil's shrinking economy. And number three, she wanted to win re-election. That was the reason why she did these things. And they impeached her and off she went. Now you look at the South African situation.
Off she went. She's there until such time that she goes into the trial or whatever they call it.
But she's no longer, and she's not been found guilty, but she was forced to step down as president. Mm-hmm. You see where this is going.
Yeah.
So I need to ask you this now, looking at our own president. Now these are just accusations. The president has not been found guilty, but it's 783 incidents of corruption that he's accused of. Mm-hmm. Doesn't it make sense that a president needs to be impeached for something like that, or at least say, guys, let me step down, let me step back and see what happens in courts?
No, but have you seen how far that process of trying to impeach him has gone? It was a democratic process, same as it happened in Brazil.
But everyone wants to keep their jobs.
We won. For us, it's not about keeping the jobs, by the way.
Of course it is, Minister.
No. Listen, that's where the mistake sometimes is made. There's lots of other things to do for South Africans, including ourselves. There's lots of things. I'm a qualified journalist. I've had so much experience. I've traveled the entire world. I can guarantee you I can do something else. But I'm committed to what we started.
But you're the exception.
I'm not an
you're
exception.
The exception. Just right here in Hammanskraal, a councillor started all of this just to keep his job.
I don't think I'm an exception, but also you must consider the fact that maybe I'm an exception because I've been privileged. I studied, I have my qualifications, I traveled the world, and there's millions other South Africans who never got the same opportunity as me. So let's start from there to say that's the issue. But let me also say to you that governance, 22 years of trying to govern something that was so completely split, 9 different Bantu stands bringing them to one, Department of Education and all bringing to one, you will find a situation where there will be those that are going to do the right thing, but you will also find those that will be thinking, maybe I should do a quick one here.
You're giving me, like almost the party's opinion about this, but I would like to hear from you because you're clearly a highly intelligent, highly skilled woman. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you reasonably, if a president is accused of 783 incidents of corruption, shouldn't that president step down and see what happens in courts? Wouldn't that be logical?
There is a constitution in South Africa that covers everybody, including the president. So the president has to go through, like everybody else, if he's being accused and the processes are allowing that he goes to court and he stands in court. He can do that. He can go to court. But you cannot say because we are accused of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 700 and something, therefore step aside. Because we as the African National Congress chose this president on the grounds of what we know, what capacity he has to lead the country. We are also conscious of the fact that it's not everybody that's going to like him. We are very conscious of that. We don't expect that anyway, that everybody is going to like him.
Now you have guys like Ahmed Kathrada, you know who I'm talking about, Sidney Mufamadi, all these guys coming out, Trevor Manuel. Do they not know what they're talking about when they say we have a serious problem?
They know what they're talking about, but the bottom line is that here is an African National Congress that has its own structures like any other. Whether you go to the DA or EFF or whatever, they all have their structures. We also have our structure. And it is our structures that are going to decide what is best, firstly for the country, secondly for the organization itself. We want stability here. We've seen what happened when President Thabo Mbeki was removed, the instability that followed after in the African National Congress. We can't afford that as an organization. And our organization must not be taken like it should not look at itself and build itself. And by the way, our organization is also conscious of the fact that there are many people who don't want to see the ANC for their own reasons. So we have to fight for the political space like everybody else, and that includes keeping our president.
You'll at least give me that currently we have massive problems and how we are run as a country.
Well, we have problems with the economy, and the reason why we have these problems with the economy has partly got to do with the international financial crisis that landed on us in 2007.
We also take responsibility.
Yes, we will take responsibility. And by the way, we've never refused to take responsibility of the things that we haven't done right. Say, for instance, the issue you are raising of the councillors. It's been a pain for the African National Congress to get the right councillors. That's why now, at this point, we are saying to our structures, you are not going to impose councillors on communities when communities don't want those councillors. Hence, this weekend, we have what we call the list conference. And that conference is the one that needs to scrutinize as to so-and-so and so-and-so that's elected somewhere. Are they actually qualified? Do they have the capacity to do that? Because in the past, you'd find a lot of people becoming councillors because they've got a bigger voice and then they can suppress other people. This time around, it's not going to happen.
Just to close this point that I brought up. So, in your opinion, there's no one better to currently run South Africa than Jacob Zuma. I'm not talking about people voted for him. I'm talking about qualifications.
No, don't separate President Zuma from the African National Congress.
But I got to ask you,
he is the president of the ANC. He is the president of the ANC. Yeah. He is the president of the country. We were elected.
He was elected. But is he the most qualified to currently run South Africa? This complicated democracy.
So qualified. If he wasn't qualified, I'm sure he would be sitting at home in Gandla right now. And by the way, his qualification doesn't come yesterday. It comes way back.
But he did
through the experience
that he had.
He did cost
us money, as you know. And international and our holes where we are currently are standing internationally.
Our standing internationally is so good. He wouldn't have been appointed by the Secretary General to work with him in terms of the issues of the environment and so forth, and be partnering with him. Yeah. He wouldn't actually be regarded as a serious person by the AU itself. He gets given responsibilities by the AU because they believe in his capacity to be able to assist the African continent. He's our president. He's here to stay until he finishes.
And hopefully that'll be in 2019.
That's the end of the term. And by the way, respecting the Constitution too. Yep. He is serving 2 terms, and that will be it. Okay. Somebody else is going to take over from there.
That's good news, Minister.
It's the Complimentary Breakfast.